Trigger warning, suicide and violence.
Am I the a-hole for never seeing my family because of my traumatic childhood? I, 41M, want to start off by acknowledging that others have had much worse childhoods than me. The trauma I will lay out was not a 24/7 thing and was not usually this intense, which is why I wonder whether I may be the a-hole. For the most part, my childhood seemed pretty normal until my parents divorced when I was about 11 years old. The only real traumatic thing to happen before that was a friend's mother committing suicide via laying down behind a running car inside of a closed garage. Earlier that day, I had gone over to his house looking for him and remember hearing an engine running, but did not investigate. I was maybe 8 at the time. I only mention this story because I still feel some guilt over it, and I wonder if this trauma could have helped shape my personality. As I mentioned, the family-caused trauma began during my parents' divorce. My mother got custody, and we immediately moved in with a man that would become my stepfather, and my mom's personality and lifestyle drastically changed, at least from my perspective. I have no memory of her having any drinks prior to the divorce, but now excessive drinking became the norm on weekends. And with that drinking came fights. My mom is what I call a mean drunk. I was the second oldest of 4 kids, but as soon as my older brother could drive, he was hardly ever home, leaving me to be the one to have to physically stand between my parents as my mom would punch her husband. Violence and the police being called were not uncommon in our house. Early on, my stepdad threatened to kill himself in front of all of us, and my mom's response was to have my youngest sibling hand him a steak knife so he could slit his wrists. In my high school years, they had had a baby together, and I had to physically remove him from their presence as they were getting violent. The violence wasn't just relegated to just them either. My mom has fought her sister-in-law and her sister in front of us, and a family member was stabbed in my backyard by another family member. What feels most traumatic to me, however, is how othered I felt, and was made to feel. As time went on, I felt I had less and less in common with my own family. My stepdad seemed to target me more than anyone else with his criticism. My siblings all seemed to embrace the drinking lifestyle, whereas I rejected it. But the linchpin moments for my current relationship with my family came once from my drunk mom pointing a finger at junior high me and saying, "One thing I will always hold against you is that you are so much like your dad," and her physically attacking me in high school for screaming mad at her for unjustly screaming at my father. No, decades later, it has been years since I have seen my side of the family, although I do text and talk to them in the phone from time to time. And when they get together I do feel some guilt for never attending. I know they think I am being unreasonable, and even blame my wife, yet I have told them I pulled away before ever meeting her, so am I the a-hole? Edit, I should add that I don't really see my dad anymore either, but for different reasons. Since his divorce, he began acting like what I call a man-child. He is almost always being vulgar and making sexual references, and has been completely irresponsible with his finances. Generally, not someone I want my kids around, not that he has shown much interest either.